I don't know if you remember last Friday in particular, but it was a first for us. We blinded 10 different bottles, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember what those 10 bottles actually were. Oh, it was budget stuff. It's budget stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
big mistake.
Well, I'm sad to hear you say that. I had a good time. I thought it was interesting. But, you know, I was on vacation. I thought, what better way to come back than with an absolute bang? And, you know, we recently, I think it was Monday, we did the Crown Royal Single Malt. And I thought, we haven't really ever covered Crown Royal to some extent. No. I know Kent has a lot of grassroots moments with Crown Royal. You do.
So he says.
A little bit.
I don't remember that, but so he says.
It was that good of a moment, he doesn't remember.
Yeah,
but
that's what Kent says.
I thought it would be a fantastic idea to go to the liquor store and buy every single Crown Royal that I could buy there. This does not include the Crown Apple 23. We are missing the Crown Blackberry and a couple of the Crown Royal XO or XRs or whatever. Which is fine. Otherwise, it would have been a 15-bottle video, which again would have been a first. But we're gonna dive deep into Crown Royal today and try as much as we possibly can, which happens to be 10 different bottles.
So you're telling me we're doing a 10-bottle review?
Yeah. This is not gonna be a blind. We're not blinding it this Friday.
Thank God.
But we are gonna try every single one here, and I think I know which ones we have here, but you know, I'm just gonna wing it. I did research.
I was just gonna say that. I hope you did some research. You know a little bit about every bottle.
No, I do not. So you're gonna be learning along with us here, which is my favorite way to do a video. So,
well, it's official. Trenton has completely lost his mind.
And that's fine. You know, this is the channel where we lose our minds sometimes, and that's fine.
Well, that is true. That does happen on occasion.
Yeah, so
that does happen.
We're gonna start with the OG Crown Royal, and I will say I have not had, apart from one of these, I haven't had any of these before. Mm-hmm. So this is new for me. I know that I see the commercials with Crown Royal sometimes, and the fella delivers a Crown Royal in a little nice purple bag to his grandma or his mom, and they have a good time and they cheers to. That's all I know about Crown Royal.
There's many of them I haven't had here at Trenton, and it's been forever since I've had the OG here. It's a blended Canadian whiskey, 80 proof.
Oh, so you do know a little bit about it.
I just looked at the bottles. Okay. And put them on here. That's all I know. So we'll see. Yeah,
Kyle, if you're editing this video, I know you're gonna have a good time doing another 10-bottle edit. If you want to put on some little knowledge nuggets up on the screen here about what it is, and because I have no idea.
That's insane. We'll figure it out.
It smells pretty good. It's very sweet smelling.
It's very sweet smelling. It's a little bit light in the aromas, but it does have some confectionery notes and maybe a slight toffee note coming out of there.
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Caribou Crossing from Sazerac, because it is Canadian,
right?
And it does have a little tinge of the Buffalo Trace-esque sweet stuff going on in it.
Yeah, it is a little confectionery. I'll give you that.
So I do think it smells quite nice.
Yeah, well,
I can't remember exactly what I paid, Kyle. If you can put that on screen.
So here we go, Trenton. Cheers.
Oh yeah, woo! Yeah, Crown, baby. Wow. I mean, I'm really not upset about it.
It's all right. It's not as sweet as you kind of anticipated from the nose. There's a little bit of an earthy note in there, maybe a light tobacco, but other than that, I still get a little bit of that slight toffee. Maybe a tiny bit of like a regular pancake syrup note.
I was getting something like that.
A little bit.
This would be something that, honestly, if this was like an outdoor type of a get together, something that I was having, and somebody had this, I would gladly have this.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be good for a summer type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know as we get into the flavored stuff a little bit more about the mixers and things that people do with those, but in terms of regular Crown, I'm not upset.
I've watched Kent many times order Crown Royal on the rocks. Many times.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, at the airport, double crown.
Double Crown on the rock all the time. Yeah, I've seen it all the time.
Well, I don't know if you've ever had the Crown Royal Black.
No, I have not.
This claims to be like robust.
Is
it? A little bit more deep and robust. It's kind of like the Chex Mix Bold Party Mix. Oh. It's got a little bit more oomph to it. That's kind of it. This looks a lot darker.
Yeah, that's what it says. Rich texture, but only. Okay. Robust and full-bodied. blended at a higher proof, so this one must be 90 proof, I bet. Yep, 90 proof.
This has an interesting, well, actually, I think I kind of like the smell.
Do you?
At first, I was getting like a sewery type note.
Well, that would be good.
If you were to tell me that this was like a lower proof, lower age bourbon, I'd probably believe you. Because it does give you that like barrel type of a characteristic, at least to me.
It's a little bit richer on the nose. I'll grant you that.
Okay, but like, hear me out though. Are you getting like a faint sewer, like you're by a septic tank type of a nose?
No.
Not even a little bit.
No.
I still got that vacation nose, I guess. Why would I have that? I don't know.
Maybe. But no, I'm not.
It's not off-putting. It's just like, why am I smelling that?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different than the first one.
That's pretty nice too. I'm not mad about that either.
Definitely more robust, as they claim on the label.
Yeah.
More rich, more robust on the palate than the basic Crown Royal release. I will grant you that. Although for me, it's highlighting more of those earthy notes rather than, I feel like it's drowning out a couple of the sweet notes that we found in the first one.
It's got this bittery aftertaste to it that I gotta say isn't the most pleasant thing I've ever experienced in like a bittery aftertaste. It's almost like a soot type of a thing, or like the aftermath of a campfire type of a thing. It's not bad, honestly. I think it's quite nice.
Slight smoky. I can get you there. A little, slight smoky effect to it. It's got some earthy notes.
Yeah.
That tobacco, a little bit of leather. Anything like that, it highlights. It is more pronounced.
Yeah.
The palate is, for sure.
I know I hate it, honestly.
Oh.
Well, next up on the list, we got the Crown Royal Reserve.
Yeah, the Reserve. I read the label a little bit. From my understanding, these are hand-picked barrels.
Oh, okay.
Basically. Just trying to see. This
is
going
blended?
back down. It's all blended, yeah.
Okay.
Blended Canadian whiskey. These are hand-selected barrels. This goes back to 80 proof.
So, I do have a bottle of this in the bag somewhere. The last time I saw Michelle's dad before he passed away, he gave me this because he knew I was a big whiskey fan. So I have it. It's unopened. I'm never gonna open it.
Yeah, I like the one we have over here too.
Just like a little memento to
your other grandpa there,
Eddie,
for your mom's dad.
Michelle's dad. But
awesome.
I know of the bottle. I know of the label and everything. I thought that what he had given me was a little bit more of an older release, something that they maybe discontinued. Sure. Which I thought made it a lot cooler. Yeah. Still a fantastic kind of a token for him to kind of be on display. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to trying it without having to crack that one.
Well, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
We're back to this. It's sweet caramely.
Right. Yes, I was just going to say that. Just going to say exactly what he said. Back to the sweet notes on the nose.
I'm not gonna lie. I get like a little bit of a churro type of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a little bit more balanced than the first than the OG over here.
So what
is
it? A
little bit sweeter.
These are
hand selected
barrels. Okay,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's lovely, actually, on the nose.
Not so much for me on this one.
Well, doggone it. I was really hoping for a little bit more from that, the aromas of what they were giving us. Once again, it's a little bit bitter.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bitter on the back end for sure, and this seems to be a little bit more well-rounded, but still highlighting those real earthy, barrel-y type notes.
I really get this. It almost tastes like I'm drinking like TV static. It's like my tongue's pretty fuzzy when I drink this one. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know if you get that too. But it's something's dancing on my tongue with this one. And it's
different.
It's interesting.
different.
I kind of would have expected if they have these like hand-selected barrels and everything, and I know almost nothing about Canadian whiskey. I know that I really like Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye. That's about it.
Now the flavor profile is a little bit more rich and robust than the typical release over here. I will grant you that.
Yeah.
It's just I personally would like to see a little bit more sweetness in the sip
Yeah.
to balance out those earthy notes.
Yeah. So there's something going on in there that I'm not too fond of, but
Yeah.
also not bad. I think that was like $42.99. So these aren't poorly priced, I don't think.
Okay.
It's just you're getting a blended Canadian type of whiskey. Now this is the 18. This is the Mac Daddy.
Okay.
This is the 18 year. They call it
18 year.
extra rare.
But still blended though. But
Yes. What's the proof? I didn't have the proof down.
it's still 80 proof.
Still 80 proof.
Now, when it comes to Canadian whiskey, I am not educated enough to know how the rules work. Of course, as you know here with bourbon, if it's labeled 18 years, the youngest age of the whiskey that's in the blend is 18 years old. I don't know if that translates to the Canadian whiskey line. And there's always folks out there that watch our shows that are much smarter than we are.
Oh yeah.
So for the folks that know, please educate all of us here on that if you can.
I will say on this one, I do get a nice like a strawberry Twizzler kind of a note.
I would hope I'm really hoping we'll find some pretty neat stuff in this if it has an 18-year age statement.
It smells like a tackle box. It's like I'm an angler and I brought my tackle box with me.
Yeah, you got some plastics and rubber worms.
Yeah,
some
yeah.
crankbaits.
Does
jigs?
What jigs?
Some jigs.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, of course you don't.
I did go a copper fishing for some trout.
Did you go
last week?
Did you?
I
with
went
your
with
grandpa?
Pap.
Oh,
He's,
yeah, I would have loved to do
87. We went at 5:30 in the morning. We didn't catch absolutely anything,
that.
but
Yeah.
it was a neat experience. It was the first time I've done
But
that with him.
he just pulled in a nice one.
He did.
Yeah, your mom showed me the picture. I don't know if it came from your sister or whatever, but it was a nice lake trout that got out of there.
They got an issue with the zebra mussels that have been feeding on the bait fish, so the trout fishing isn't as good as it once was because zebra mussels are eating all the algae and stuff that the bait fish feed off of. It's all.
I'm sure Pap gave you a good lesson on
I heard that for the 2 hours we were out there, and it was a good time though.
Absolutely.
But do you get what I mean? Like it smells like a tackle box.
Yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah.
And it's a little different. There is some sweetness. There's a little bit of light caramel in there. But then there's that awkward note that's coming through. It's a little different. I don't know if I would have pulled out tackle box, but hey.
Or Attica. Yeah, I would. I don't know if there's anything in the works from like a legality standpoint, but I know with the U.S. they're kind of trying to hone in specifics on the American single malt definition and what that means. Bourbon has its own thing.
Oh, sure.
I would be curious to see if Canadian is kind of, or Canada is kind of going a similar route. I thought I heard some chirping through the grapevine that was actually something that they were looking into, similar to how the Japanese whiskey is also starting to kind of crack down a little bit on what it means to be labeled a Japanese whiskey. So
great. Yeah, because
that would offer more clarification on what we're actually.
Yeah, I mean that one, Trent, I get it right on the front of the palate. I get that nice caramel note, but then it turns a little bit floral or something like that going on in there for me, almost like an old lady's perfume.
Honestly, it almost seems like it was mixed with like a rye that had like a little bit more of an herbally type of an aspect to it.
Yes,
which is interesting. I don't hate it, but I mean this was $150. Yeah, so I bought all this morning. My card might get taken away after that purchase, but do I think that it's worth $150? Absolutely not. If it was cask strength, now maybe. No. But even then, having such a loosely defined blended whiskey, like what's actually in it, is it like 1% 18 year and then 99% 5 year? I don't,
No.
Nobody knows, and they're not gonna tell us. So
no, dude, no.
I don't know.
All right.
I didn't know this existed.
That's the one my brother gave me, and I was incorrect in our video that we did on Monday. I stated it was like Northern Harvest rye because I know they have something like that for Crown Royal too. This one is actually their Noble Collection. My brother gave me this. Says it's aged 16 years, and this is their rye, blended Canadian whiskey. This is their rye whiskey, Noble Collection. So I have to think, Trenton, that this one is some form of a special release at times or something like that. That one also is 90 proof, though. They bumped up the proof a little bit on that one, so.
It smells really nice, honestly. And I didn't know they made this. I've never seen this, but I don't know enough about Crown Royal to know if this is like the only rye that they've ever done, or if they have another rye expression.
No, they've got some pretty good. I've read about it. I haven't really tasted anything other than this one here, but I've read about some of their other rye releases, their special releases being pretty good. I mean, Canadian whiskey is known for some pretty good rye whiskey.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for real. One I really want to get my hands on is that Lot 40 Dark Oak. I've seen a few reviews and I've heard some really good things.
I'll see what I can
But
do.
in general, you know, rye whiskey in Canada is legit.
This is a really conflicting rye. Like I get a little bit of a cedar, a little bit of a maple syrup, but then it dips into like a palm olive soap type of a thing.
Yeah, I'm all with you. No, I didn't catch you on the. He's really good at those those odd notes, but I was right with him going to the maple syrup, a little bit of light maple syrup in there, and
Even the palm olive note?
no, I didn't quite. The first two you mentioned, yeah, and then all of a sudden palm olive. I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
Maybe it's like a dark cherry.
Sure.
I don't know,
Yeah, maybe.
but it's intriguing.
I don't get no palm olive to soap. I will say that.
It smells pretty good though. Not to say that the soap kind of the palm olive soap smell is off-putting, but just something interesting.
Wow. Okay, it's got a little bit of a bite, a little bit of a tingle, especially for 90 proof. It will give you that little bit of a rye grain bite.
Yeah.
Tongue's tingling. It will give you that. I wasn't pulling out, I really wasn't tasting a lot that I would say I love about the bottle.
It really tastes like watered down. It tastes like the fact that this was a rye is kind of an afterthought, which is unfortunate to say because of its age statements. I mean, 16 years.
Tasting that at cast strength would be would be a good thing.
It would.
On this one for sure. Sometimes I don't agree with you because I enjoy a little bit lower proofs than you do, but that one there specifically at cast strength I think would be pretty special.
There's some nice flavors in it. It just falls flat in terms of this almost tastes like it's 80 proof. Maybe even a little bit less. There's not much of a body or depth there. It's just kind of like, hey,
a little bit thin. I do get that the
minty
tingle from the rye grain, but
yeah,
a little bit of a bite more than what we had over here.
Yeah. Man, that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he gave that to you though. He is a rye fan and a Crown fan.
Yeah.
So it's nice, Kent, if you're watching.
All right.
He said he was a little bit behind on the video, so I don't know if he's caught up
he'll
or
catch
not.
up. He'll catch up. What's next?
We're actually delving into the finished and the flavor additives and whatnot. I think that's the XO.
Yeah, this is the XO finished in cognac casks.
Oh, that's what the XO is.
Yeah.
I just thought it was giving me like a hug and a kiss.
It might. I'm hoping that, being finished in the cognac cask would add an interesting depth of flavor to the whiskey here. I'm not picking up a whole lot on the nose. I'm gonna have to rely on you on this one.
That's a mistake.
It's pretty light for me.
No, it's light. I get a little bit of a chocolate type of a thing.
Which is not unusual for a cognac finish.
But past it, it's almost like a toasty bread. Did our camera go off?
Yeah, it just went off by itself.
Cool. That's nice. It's about time. I get a little bit of like this toasty breadiness to it, which I do think is pretty nice.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just bland
Yeah.
on the nose for me. Nothing really stands out.
It's almost like a vinegar. I get like a little bit of a vinegary or like a sour vinegar type of a thing.
I generally enjoy that palate, though.
I think that's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm. I do, too.
I think that was $47.99.
Oh, I can't read it. That is way small. I don't know what the proof is. That is so
80.
small. No way I can even look at that.
80 proof.
Okay.
And the Canadians do like their 80 proof, similar to how Japanese is also typically a lower proof point. You don't see a lot of higher cast strength proof or like triple digit proof points on a lot of stuff that's export or Canadian or anything like that.
I kind of like that.
I think this might be the most well balanced one that we've had so far.
Right.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't drink enough cognac to really know what I'm supposed to be picking up on that. I just got a little bit of a chocolate and it's nice, and there's got a little bit of a bite in it. And I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah, it generally conveys a lot of the tasty notes you would get in whiskeys or bourbons that you would purchase that have cognac finish to it. Just not quite as robust as some of those. But in general, I kind of enjoyed that sip.
I'm pleasantly surprised, honestly. All right. Now we're going into the Crown
we're going
Peach.
into the sweet stuff.
We're going to the sweet stuff.
All this stuff over here, guys, drops into the 70 proof range.
Sorry, people are trying to call me.
Peach. You got to tell people we're filming.
I know. I didn't.
Michelle called you last time.
Yes, she did. Oh, jeez.
These are going to be sweet.
This smells like a candle from Bath & Body Works.
And this smells like a can of peaches, a canned peaches that you freshly opened.
It smells like peach rings.
It does smell
I like
peach
how we're
rings
saying things that all have peach flavoring in it. So
but it is. But at peach rings it does, because very sweet, peachy. I love peach rings too.
Let's see, actually. Because we did get the box. Royal Peach Tea. 1.5 ounces of Crown Peach flavored whiskey, 6 ounces of iced tea, and fresh lemon.
Yeah, sure.
Would that be a nice, refreshing
Absolutely.
summer
Some of these
cocktail, a bashed cocktail?
A lot of these over here, these flavored whiskeys that come out of Crown Royal, the people that I speak to that really enjoy even mixing sodas with whiskey and things like that, they love utilizing these Crown Royal flavored whiskeys for different combinations, just like you said.
Yeah,
I think that would be really good too. Yeah.
Now, I'm not a big peach fan, like really at all.
Yeah, he's not.
This is why I put this first, so that the other flavors kind of wash out my palate a little bit at the end. Now I got indigestion.
On the other hand, I love peach. Love it. I love finding peaches like at a farm stand or something like that. It's fresh peaches that are perfectly ripe. Oh, the juices run down your mouth and everything. Oh my God, it's wonderful.
No. I honestly, though, I was expecting a little bit more of an artificial type of a flavor in this, but really it tastes just like a fresh peach. I've had probably a handful of peaches in my life.
Lovely.
It's reminiscent, and I think it's a really. I think this could pair with a lot of nice cocktails and things.
Oh yeah, this would be a wonderful mixer, or even you can utilize it as a 1 ounce shot type thing for like a dessert.
Yeah.
After dinner dessert type thing.
All right,
it's beautiful.
Well, this is we're going with the apple. Now this isn't the Crown Apple 23. This is probably
this is just your
better.
basic. This isn't like the top of the line like Trenton likes to roll with.
So my good friend Ari actually sent me a bag of, it was like Apple Orchard Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh.
And they had like an apple flavor in it. It was like apple and cinnamon and I think something else or something.
Wow.
This smells exactly like when I popped that bag open for the first time. Smelled exactly like it. It smells really nice.
This is the one my friends were telling me about, this apple one in general, in specific, that they love mixing with Sprite.
I could see that being very good with Sprite.
Right. Yeah, Crown Apple and Sprite.
All right.
Yeah. Same old.
I feel like, and let us know in the comments because I'd be very interested. For me personally, as somebody who will eat bags of candy by the truckload, this is very sweet.
It is.
Yeah, like it needs to be cut down with something. Let us know what you cut this down with, if anything, like LaCroix or whatever. Like I don't know. I feel like this could have a lot of applications that I'm not necessarily thinking of.
No question about it. And in mixed cocktails too.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
All right.
Salted caramel?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Now that smells like, why does it smell like that? For some reason, smelling this reminds me of like Christmas time.
Wow.
I don't know why.
That's heavy duty caramel. Wow. There's stronger aromas in this one that's coming than the first two flavored. It's like boom.
It almost smells a little plasticky too. I don't like that. No. Maybe if...
Man, no. That's
No.
way artificial. The first two with the peach and the apple felt organic to me. You know?
Yeah.
It was good.
That is not... Oh, this is a little festive sweetness to your holiday season. Okay, I was
No.
wondering why I got a little bit of a...
Yeah, but that's just
Christmassy.
that's extreme artificial. I did not like that at all. It even has some bitterness in there, like somebody put a bunch of caramels and tried to melt them down and they burnt the sucker.
But it also tastes like they put the caramels in a pan with the plastic on it.
Yes.
Oddly
Yeah,
enough. Like
for
there's
sure.
some chemical-y type of
Woo.
vibe in this. Now, last but not least, we got vanilla.
All right,
And
vanilla.
I'm hoping this
Come on, vanilla.
I'm hoping this is
Carry us
steeped in
home.
real Madagascar vanilla.
It probably has. It probably is.
Something real
Yes.
luxurious coming from Crown Royal with their bags and all their boxes and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. These are going to look good in your bar. Be a nice special shelf just for all these crowns.
Well, you know, I figure we also have the single malt chilling here. And I know you're a big single malt fan, so I would hate to break up your collection.
I know, right?
Plus, you got this. I don't have any Crown at home. I'd hate to break up your collection here.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No.
I'm going to go back to the apple.
No. Same old. That's artificial. It's just not very good at all.
I feel like fruit flavors are a lot easier to kind of make like more natural than something like a vanilla or a salted caramel. Like this is great in theory. Execution, definitely not.
No.
Vanilla, also
Same.
definitely not.
Yeah.
I could do the peach, and I could definitely do the apple in kind of a mixed cocktail or something like that.
100%.
But
100%.
honestly, I mean, overall, I don't know about you, I was expecting less with this lineup of 10 here.
Yeah, there's only a few that I was a little bit disappointed. Then we would disregard these flavored ones. You know, not every. There's folks out there that watch us every day, Trent, and they would not even touch this flavored stuff.
I wouldn't
At
unless it was
all.
for all you good folks either. I mean,
And that's okay. I'm all for you. Don't worry about that. I generally wouldn't pour any of this flavored stuff, you know, just to sip on its own.
No,
I
absolutely
would
not.
utilize it in some kind of a cocktail or a mix type situation. Over here, though, Trenton, I kind of generally enjoyed the XO, the cognac finish.
yeah.
And truthfully, I have to say, I thought just the regular release of Crown Royal was probably better than quite a few of the other ones. The rye wasn't so bad. I can't say it was top notch, but it wasn't so bad.
It hurts me that it was the way that it was, just watered down. I wish I understand that when they're making products, they have to appeal to the market
Right.
and the demographics of Canada or wherever else, which usually lean a little bit more towards lower proof.
Yeah.
You come out with a cast strength, I will line up outside of a liquor store for a week to get a shot at that. But
I think my biggest disappointment was the 18 year, considering the
Yeah.
price.
was that 4? A D, yeah.
I was disappointed with that. If you would have not told me how much it was, but
Yeah.
no,
No,
not in a million years.
I honestly think if you stick with the regular Crown and even like the
Yes.
the black, I
Yes.
thought the black was pretty nice comparative to
Okay.
the other ones.
All right.
And then for me, I think it would be like this, and the XO would be top 3 for me.
Okay. Sure. I'd probably go this, then this, but we're right there together.
Yeah, I don't know what my order would be, but those 3
Yeah.
out of these.
I
And
agree.
again, we don't have the blackberry or the XO or the XR or whatever. That's probably a good thing. But
Don't get them.
I mean, honestly, I think this was pretty fun.
You've outdone yourself, sir. I have to say.
Well, you know, I have a few other ideas
Oh boy.
that may involve 10 bottles again with a little bit of a larger review. Jameson is one thing that comes to mind because I know they have a lot of stuff.
And up
You
there
have
on
some
that
things.
shelf there, I actually have a distillery release only up there.
Did you go out to
I
Ireland?
absolutely did not, but I had a very good friend as a business. It's actually my supplier, my drywall supplier,
Oh, okay.
one of the owners. I made a trip out there and bought the bottle for me.
Well,
And he
was
didn't
nice.
ask me, he just brought it home as a gift.
That was nice of him.
And it was really cool because he just said, because he's not a big whiskey drinker, he just said on the label, I just haven't seen it in liquor stores, so I figured it might be something you didn't have.
That's
well,
cool.
Of course I didn't, because it's it's pretty neat. I do have that up there. So Jameson has a ton of stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's one of those things that I kind of find interesting because Jameson is just a blender, like similar to how I believe Crown Royal is. They're a blender. It's not actually a distillery. It's more of a brand that is owned by Diageo or some larger corporation that like Sazerac, Diageo, Pernod Ricard, like all those large ones. This is a brand of blended stuff.
Okay.
So I think Jameson, if you want to see that, let us know in the comments. I can go out and buy as much Jameson as I can, and we can. I know they have several different ones.
They do.
And I love a good pickleback shot. So
Yes, you do.
so
Yes, you do. We used to do those quite a bit back in the day.
it was a requirement if you wanted to drink at my bar at the last house, you had
Yes.
to start off with a pickleback.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's
I'm all for it.
Some people didn't though.
For me, when the pickle jar is empty, so is the juice. Because I drink it along the way.
No.
I'm eating a pickle and I'm sucking some juice right out of that jar. It's good stuff.
That's nasty.
Come on now. Y'all stick up for me. That's good stuff.
Yeah, just stick up for them in the comments if you think.
All right, that's all we got for today. We got to end this sooner or later at some point in time. Thank you, Trenton, for bringing this down. I guess I would have never tasted through a good majority of Crown Royal releases unless you wouldn't have done this. So
You're welcome. Yeah.
I guess I have to thank you for that. It's an experience I've never would have had otherwise. So
I'm glad to have been able to offer this one-of-a-kind
Yes.
experience for you.
yeah, all right. As always, guys, we ask you to please drink responsibly. And we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and me in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.
You're going to take all of these.
God help me.